Hi guys, thanks for stopping in my channel. This video is meant for Davinci Resolve users who are just beginning and just starting out with the program, and they want to learn some tips and tricks, how to use it and what each page means and how to just operate in general the program. And I've been working with Davinci Resolve for over 4 years, I think even over 5 years now. And I really like the program, and it really delivers what it promises. I learned myself from just making mistakes and, doing videos back a couple of years ago, and now I watch them and it's just like, oh, that's so bad. But it's about learning and making mistakes, so don't be afraid of making mistakes. Going back to the structure of this video, I'm gonna go to different pages of Davinci Resolve, such as Cut, Edit, Fusion, Fairlight, and Deliver. So we're just gonna go through these things, and so it helps you understand better how it works and what can you do with it. And also I'll show you how to color grade, like do the basic grading of footage. And if you're more interested in learning how to color grade, or just see how I color grade Pocket 4K or Pocket 6K footage, there are some links down in the description and you can check it out. So without further ado, let's jump into Davinci and let's start making a basic project where you can learn what kind of things you can do with this program. Let's go. All right, let's start with creating new project, and it's going to be test project, create. So here we are in Davinci Resolve, and we're going to start with project settings. So my project is filmed 25 frames per second, so I'm going to set 25. This one I would choose scale full frame with crop, because I want, let's say, different size footage to be just already cropped, so I don't have to do it later on. Color management, I'm gonna choose Rec 709 Gamma 2.4 because it's a standard, widely used color space. General options, I'm gonna use mixed frame rate. Format, none. I don't want Davinci Resolve to interfere with my slow motion footage and stuff like that. Camera raw will be Blackmagic raw. There you go. So there are different ways how you can import footage. I like to keep my project organized, so I'm gonna create bin for footage and music and sound effects, right? So we are going to import footage now. We're just gonna go and find where our footage is. Here it is, and we have this footage. Let's just mark it and click the right button and add into media pool. Select music and effects bin, and then from the folder include these two files. So here we have it. So here in the cut page, we can actually cut footage. So let's say we have him speaking for a bit, and you just click in and out, and that represents basically in and out. Keyboard shortcuts are I and O. Right, so we have timeline formed, everything works, and then let's have some footage of him just cutting. So in and out. There you go. Just drag it to the timeline. Then let's have his close-up, and it's filmed in 50 frames per second, so it's already slow-mo on the timeline. And then some in and out, just drag it into the timeline. That's super easy. And then the close-up again of the salt scene, in and out. So basically we have it here, though the main action usually happens here on the edit page. And let's explore the whole system. So here you click on the file, and you can see this image, and you can always check On the right side, inspector, file, and then you can see the frame rate, resolution, and all the other data that is embedded to the file. Here on the left side bottom, we have some effects, and by just dragging your mouse on it, you can see how it would look like. So let's say we want to have here transition between these two videos, and I'm gonna just use cross dissolve. You just take it and drag it on top of the timeline. Here you have the first transition made, and you can extend it, make it a bit slower, or you can make it even faster. So just there you go, we have this footage. For now on, I would say I don't need any camera audio for the B-roll shots, and this audio we can adjust over here or later in a Fairlight. So let's go to the background music, and we have this music, and one more time we can just select in and out and just drag it to the timeline. Again, I'm not gonna go too deep into this, but here you can actually increase or decrease the sound right on the file by just dragging that gray line, or simply just doing there on the right side. So let's say we have this footage and it looks a bit dull. Maybe we could have a bit of dynamic zoom and it would look something like this. Cool. Also, we can have it ease in and out, so gives a little bit more dynamic to the image. And there we have this cutting scene. I would say I think it should actually end over here, and then we have his close-up, and maybe we can actually swap and then put the salt shots over there. So this is the blade tool that you just use it and then click on it and delete the rest of the song that we don't need, right? Okay, I would say another thing we could quickly learn is retime controls. So if you click on file with the right mouse click retime controls and then retime curve. I would extend a bit this shot, and I want a bit more dynamic into it. So I'm gonna mark, let's say, this area until here, and I'm gonna increase the speed of this section of the video. And here we have slightly more interesting shot. This is the curve that helps to reduce the change. It just gets into this smooth transition between the speeds, and I think that's nice. And let's check it out. There you have, here we have it. And let's see, we can easily extend the soundtrack, that background music. Here we have it. I would say that I would like to stabilize this one. So if you want to stabilize footage, you can use already here stabilization, and I would say I would use similarity mode. Let's see how it performs. One more time. Moving on to titles. This is super easy as well. So if we want to have for this shot his name tag or something like that, it's super easy. You just drag the title, and here you can just simply edit name, surname, and a person, right? And then you can easily edit size of it, and also you can reposition it where you want it to be, and that's easy. And then you can actually add some transitions for the text as well. So let's say we're going to add blur dissolve. Cool, and it disappears. All right, moving on to Fusion. So basically this is a very powerful section where you add a lot of effects, graphics and stuff like that, 3D things, objects, and so many different stuff you can do with Fusion. I'm not going to go deep into this, as I assume you're just starting out with the program. So we can have text and edit text, recipe, just gonna write recipe, and then you can, like, let's say reposition and transform it and do different also like animations and stuff like that. So we're not gonna go deep into that, and I'm going to remove the text right now, and let's move into color page. So here we have first and foremost our node tree. So the nodes work similar as layers, and imagine this is your input of the image and this is your output. So you want to edit those layers in order to create the final image. So since it's a raw image, I'm gonna use decode mode using clip, and I can do raw controls such as adding the contrast, midpoint, saturation and stuff like that. And I can also use color wheels, adjust the temperature of the image, gamma, gain and stuff like that. So there's countless possibilities, but the most important thing is to start with general balancing of the image, setting up correct white balance, contrast, and then you can do the creative color grading. So what I would do here is just basically add a bit of a contrast. I always watch the scopes and try not to push over 1023, because that means some areas might be overexposed, and here you can see that there are some areas, and probably is the text here that represents the overexposed area, but it's okay because it's bright text by itself. So I'm just gonna edit gamma a bit, play with curves, addressing the areas over there, and classical S curve, and I would say I would reduce a bit of tint and decrease the offset a bit. And I think that's enough for this image. Moving to this one, I would create a couple of extra nodes, and for the first one I would check the white balance. I remember color temperature was around 3300, so with the raw footage I have that freedom of adjusting. I would decrease tint a bit, and basically that's it. Now I'm gonna use the color wheels, and I just add some contrast to the image, and maybe adjust the temperature a bit, slightly bit, and basically maybe increase the gain slightly bit, and basically that's it. And how you can copy the grades, one of the easiest way is to just have the footage that you already graded selected, select another one, click right button and click apply grade. So here we have it. From there on, for now on it looks good, so I'm just gonna do the same thing and apply grade here. If I'll apply grade like this, then the stabilization of footage will disappear. So I'm gonna click on the node number 3, go to stabilize and click similarity. We already seen that on the other page, so you can do it on different pages here. And here we have it stabilized. So there's raw settings, color wheels, color bars, log, wheels where you can edit HDR, that is amazing. Then you can reduce noise, play with curves, experiment with color warper tool for the creative grading and stuff like that. So in the Fairlight we have so many different options for audio effects options, and let's say this is the audio where he speaks. You can see on the right side it's him talking. Right now for the demonstration purposes I'm not gonna use it, but there is so many different things that you can adjust, such as noise reduction, apply it, and then derumble and just use different noise reduction profiles by just dragging on top of the audio footage. And if you're coming back to the edit page, you already see that this effect is applied because there's effects thing, and by clicking on inspector and effects you can see that there is noise reduction, and you can again adjust it over here on the right side, so it's super comfortable. Let's say he finishes his speak and you want to fade out slightly bit, so it's just super easy by just grabbing this little part here, and then it fades out his speak unexpectedly, so it just fades out nicely. And then we have this sequence going, and let's go to the liver page, and here you have already selected entire timeline. You can also select in and out range, so by adjusting this one you can just say, okay, I don't want the last scene to be exported, to be honest. So for example this one, there is a lot of presets for YouTube. Let's say by yourself and you want to have custom export, make sure if it gives you already 1080p resolution, make sure you check your timeline resolution. I would suggest of having it 4K, and then we already have 4K resolution, and then it lets you and then it's nice to export same resolution as a timeline, because it wouldn't be upscaling the footage even though it's 4K, but timeline is 1080p, right? I don't know, we can, if it's YouTube, we can try it out with 40,000 kilobytes per second. It's quite a lot. Encoding profile, I would choose high, and that would help us to keep and maintain colors and stuff like that. For the advanced settings, data levels, I would choose full, and then I would click retain subblack and super wide area, and color space tag, since we already have Rec 709, you can do it same as project or manually set it. And regarding the audio, we already have these settings. They can work easily, and we just add it to render queue. So the video is getting rendered and it's basically done. Alright, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. If you like this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to this channel. That will help me to create more similar content to this one. And if you have any comments or ideas or have any questions for me, just drop those things in a comment section below. And I see you again next time. Bye.